there's two things that are necessary. Yeah? First, you have to have the right partner for you, and number two, that person who is right for you has to be ready to be in a committed relationship. So if this is a conversation that you'd like to listen to, please listen to the end. Don't forget to subscribe and to leave a comment. We'll talk about 5 things that I think are important when gauging your compatibility levels. And the first thing is, are you attracted enough to your partner? And the thing with not being attracted enough to your partner, it brings up other issues. For example, you may not be able to respect them enough. You may not be affectionate to them enough. You may not be able to provide to them what they require in their relationship because you are feeling, I'm not even attracted to you. Whatever I'm bringing to the table is good enough. Why should I do anything extra? And I'm not feeling a certain way. The attraction is not so strong. The other thing, is you're not happy enough with who your partner is at that point. You always want to change them. There are elements about them that you want to change. You feel you can only be happy enough if your partner changes 1, 2, 3 things. And the challenge with having a relationship where you're not happy with the version of your partner that they currently are is, what if they don't change? Then what happens? So you go into a relationship saying, oh, I'm feeling like there are 2, 3 things that are key for me that I'm not comfortable with, but it's okay, let me just go into it, they will change. And the challenge is, for most people, they never really ever change. So for you go into a relationship that you knew you were not 100% okay with in the hope of change. And remember, there's a difference between improving yourself and becoming a different person. So if you want specific areas that your partner can improve on, then that is okay. You could say you want them to improve in terms of communication, such things. However, if you want them to change and to overhaul who they are, the things they love, the things they enjoy, their beliefs and values, that is a challenge, and that means you're incompatible. So if you guys argue all the time, I'm not saying disagreeing, I'm saying you argue all the time. Any conversation you have, it just turns into an argument. And arguments for relationships are toxic. So you must ask yourself, why do you argue all the time? Who between the two of you has an area of healing that they have not addressed? And the thing with arguing is conversations become heated. People use the wrong words. People will call each other names. People will hit below the belt. So if this is you, please know it is very dangerous when your communication or conversations are very argumentative, because it will also might quickly escalate into physical violence. So if you guys argue all the time, I would say you are highly not compatible. There's somewhere you're not just on the same wavelength. And the 5th one, which is quite key, is that your communication is really poor, such that you find that you only get peace in your relationship when you avoid talking about issues. And the thing about not being free to talk about anything with your partner is that it means you have areas that you don't want to go to. There are places you don't go. And remember, if you have an area or many areas with your partner where you cannot go to, it means there are deadly toxins in there which will ruin your relationship, and you know it. That when you go to those places, when you have those honest conversations, it will lead to one end. You will realize that you're not good for each other. So what do you do to avoid having that conversation? To avoid reaching to that conclusion, of we are not good for each other, you decide, okay, there are certain things that we will never talk about. There are certain areas we will never get to. So yes, you are peaceful, but you're not peaceful in a healthy way. Everyone is keeping to their hearts things that they would like to talk about, but they cannot talk about because you know that if you talk about it, that is the end of your relationship. If that is not telling enough, what else is? 4 types of intimacy that I'd like to just quickly touch on are: how is your emotional intimacy? How is your intellectual intimacy? How is your recreational intimacy? How is your spiritual intimacy? And I might add the 5th: how is your sexual intimacy? If you were to rate you and your partner in terms of those 5 things, yeah, are you fitting well together? So if you are not fitting well together in terms of the 4, there will be a compatibility issue. There is a compatibility issue, and that will affect the quality of your relationship. Remember, I always say the goal is not to just be married or to get into any kind of relationship with anyone. The goal is to enjoy life with this person, because if, say, you're in a relationship and you want to get married, we are not getting married temporarily. You want to get married for life, and you want to enjoy it and have fun and, you know, be friends with this person and talk about things. When something happens in your life, you want it to be that this is the person you speak to. So I'm here for you to build a good, satisfying, fulfilling relationship. If you are not if you are not married yet, please think about your compatibility with your boyfriend, girlfriend, or with your fiancé. Yeah, you have to think through it and ask yourself, am I ready to make this lifelong commitment with someone that I'm feeling we are not compatible? Yeah, let me throw a spanner into the works. Yeah, questions you can ask yourself: do you speak about anything and everything in your relationship? Do you laugh together? Do you trust your partner? Do you miss them when you're apart, you know, from them for a while? Do you miss them? Does your partner know everything about you? And if they don't, why don't they? So ask yourself those questions. You probably already have the answers, but what I want to encourage you is, you'd rather walk away from a relationship when you are dating or courting. It will be painful, yes. However, it will be more painful and more tedious going through a divorce. And it will be more tedious being in a relationship that you do not enjoy. So the goal is, from the word go, get into the right relationship. Tusikuwe na mpango wa kando kila mahali. We can enjoy relationships and marriages and have fun, yeah? So that's the goal. So hope I've shared something interesting today. If you have not, please subscribe. Don't forget to leave a like and a comment. It was fun to have you around. Till next time, cheers.